Greetings from Sweden. My name is Ebba Ossiannilsson. I'm a professor in innovation and open online learning. As a member of the ICDE EC, I would like to welcome you all on the 25th of November 2020 to the ICDE Presidents Forum, celebrating educational leadership for resilient education. Your contribution and participation will be warmly welcomed by the worldwide ICDE community. During the forum, the ICDE will hold regional consultations in the 6 world regions, and I will be hosting the one for Europe. I am an independent expert, researcher, consultant and quality auditor in the field of open, flexible and distance learning, OFDL. I have many years of experiences from Lund University in Sweden in the fields of OFDL, but also from other national universities. Today I work mainly at an international level, and besides the ICDE, I'm also in the European Distance e-learning network for the EC, and at national level I'm the Vice President of the Swedish Association for Distance Education, which is a member of ICDE. The educational landscape has been called into question and has been changed worldwide by the terrible COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Formal and informal learning have merged and has the continuum of places and time for learning. The complexity of education and educational institutions was obvious, as was the role of learning and education and also participation and those involved, learners, families, employees of all kinds, leaders and managers. We must understand the impact of COVID-19 pandemic in order to be better prepared for future disruptions. We must recognize that education does not come at a cost, but is an investment in reconstruction. It is necessary to improve technology, but not to replace human contact between teachers and students, because the importance of human interaction is crucial to learning. It is necessary to seriously take the socio-ethical and moral dimensions of learning and education, which are at the top of the agenda for social justice and human rights. Leadership at all levels was crucial in dealing with such emergent situations as the pandemic, and leaders at all levels need to be proactive in such complex situations in the coming years to ensure resilient and sustainable high-quality education for all, as well as taking care of well-being and healthy pedagogy. Leadership at all levels, not least in government, is essential for transforming education and ensuring quality, access, and full development for every individual who is part of the educational community. Therefore, the renewal of higher education in line with the UNESCO SDGs and the initiative Futures of Education, Learning to Become, is urgently needed for social justice and human rights, as well as for relevance, quality, inclusion, lifelong learning, equity and justice, with well-being and human development that can be adapted to the needs of a globalized world. In November 2019, almost a year ago, the UNESCO member states adopted the UNESCO OER recommendation at the UNESCO's General Conference, in which they committed themselves promoting their commitment to open exchange of knowledge and learning. In response to the massive disruption to education caused by COVID-19, UNESCO even launched a call for action to support learning and knowledge sharing through open educational resources worldwide, as there were and are major challenges to ensure that learning continues. Learning never stops, was their campaign. Learning can't wait. The introduction of open, flexible and distance learning is one of the solutions, so the implementation of the OER recommendation is crucial. As ICDE OER ambassador for the global advocacy work of OER and as chair of the ICDE OER Advocacy Committee, I will argue that leadership is essential to achieve the implementation of the 5 areas of the OER recommendation, including monitoring and evaluation. The implementation of the 5 areas in the OER recommendation are crucial to achieving the goals of the SDGs, not at least number 4, about education, but also many of the others. In fact, most of them. Joint actions are required to support learning and knowledge sharing through OER. Education is crucial to contribute to the growth of societies. This is an important reason why it is important to gather at the ICDE Presidents Forum on the 25th of November 2020. The objectives of the ICDE Presidents Forum are to exchange and consolidate the main reflections on education provision during the pandemic and the lessons learned from the perspectives of education managers. As a participant in the ICDE Presidents Forum 2020, you will help to play a central role in shaping the global conversation to ensure that education leaders around the world are prepared to address future upheavals that will affect and hinder the delivery of open and flexible distance learning for all. So see you there. Let us shape the future we wish for social justice, human rights, learning for all, learning to become, and the futures of education and learning.